Hello everyone and welcome to this Romexis webinar. Nice to see you so many here. My name is Pauliina Nurminen and I work as a software specialist at Planmeca, and I have here with me also product manager Saila Parmes, and she will be answering your questions during the webinar if you write those to the question section. So today I will show you how to design implant guide using Romexis 6 new workflow wizard. But before going to the actual software demo, let's see some background information about Romexis guide design. Okay, let's start. First of all, to design the implant guide in Romexis, we need patient's CBCT and the intraoral scan. We can use CBCT and intraoral capture with the Planmeca devices, or we can always import TICOM and STL files that are captured with another manufacturer's devices. But the big benefit using CBCT and scan from Planmeca devices is that everything from image capture to design can be done using one single software and no exporting or importing is needed. To print the designed guide, we need suitable 3D printer such as Creo C5. Okay, then we have guided surgery types. When we are doing guided surgery, we can do fully guided or pilot guided way. The difference between those is that in fully guided, we do everything for the first drilling to last drillings, and the implant placement go through the guide. And the fully guide is always the preferred way. Sometimes, however, we are not able to do fully guided, so we can do pilot guided, for example, in narrow molar areas. With pilot guided, we do only the first drilling, and the rest of the steps, the drilling and placing implant, are done manually. So the guide is removed from the last steps, but both types of these guides you can do in Romexis. Then some words about guided surgery kits. Here you can see the Romexis implant library, and below the implant list you can see the sleeves. And here you can see how the actual sleeve looks like. So the sleeves are metallic rings which are attached or even glued to the guide. In our sleeve library, we have manufacturer specified sleeves, which means that those sleeves are only visible for that specific manufacturer. With these sleeves, the distance between implant and sleeve and drill lengths are defined by the manufacturer, and those are hard-coded into Romexis. Then we have the universal sleeves, which are visible for all the implants in the library, for example, Steco. But when we are using universal sleeves, the user needs to know the drilling length and adjust the sleeve position accordingly. Then we have two different guide types. We have tooth supported and mucosa supported guide. In tooth supported guide, the guide is relying on the teeth, so patient needs to still have some teeth left. Mucosa supported guide is used in fully edentulous cases, and the guide is placed on soft tissue with fixation pins. So mucosa supported guide is also available in our software now. And today we are doing tooth supported guide, but please check our video library from our website where you can find spoken tutorial of fully edentulous guide design. Okay, here is a little bit background information, and now we can continue the Romexis demo.
So today we are going to use the workflow wizard, and what we are going to do first, we are going to open patient. Then we open the wizard, which is over here, and select the wizard you want to use. So we have the implant planning and smile design. Now you can see all the steps in the wizard what you need to do. So we are just going to follow the steps and software will take care of the rest. So the first step is to open image. I already have a patient with the 3D image over here. So step 2 is to map the SCL to the CBCT. So in the wizard we have small instructions over here, and then we have video which tells user what to do. Okay, and all the buttons in the wizard are active, so we can just click here and we will get the fit model window. So because I already imported the infrared scan and the crown, I can use select, and I will select the infrared scan. So this is a very important piece of the workflow because it defines how well the implant guide will fit. The new thing in Romexis 6 is that we can rotate the image with the right click and give the points with left. So the idea here is to give a minimum 3 points in both datasets. So it will be good that the points are far away from each other because then we get the best fit. Okay, now we have the preview after 3 points, and then we just click done. And this is going to take a few seconds. We can also give more than 3 points, up to 10 points, but it really do not improve the result when using automatic mapping. Only if for some reason we cannot use automatic mapping at all, then extra points are useful. But in this case, we don't need those. And also it will be best if the CBCT would have been taken so that the upper teeth and the lower teeth are not in bites. That way the fitting will be more accurate and easier to do. So once the mapping is done, we can take the automatic fitting result. When the teeth are shows green and the soft tissue shows red, the result is usually good. So now we just click Use Automatic Match. Okay, perfect. Then we can continue to step 3, bring the SCL crown. So let's just click that and we get the same window. Use select and select the crown. So this step is not mandatory when designing the guides, but it helps positioning the implant in optimum way. At this point, we choose use existing max because both infrared scan and the crown is from the same CAD/CAM system, so in the same coordination. Good. So step 3, let's see a video. Okay, good. And click the button. Now you can see that the Romexis will bring you automatically to the Panoramic tab, and it will activate the Draw Panoramic Curve button. So then we just draw it a small area of interest like this. You can also skip this step if the default curve is already good. Yeah, I think it's fine. And we go to step 5. Select implant. So now we open the implant library. And here you can see all the manufacturers we have in our library. In this case, we will be using fully guided, so I will choose Straumann and this product line, and then you can just choose your implant. Here you can see what I talked earlier, the manufacturer specified sleeves over here, and if we go lower we can see the universal sleeves. So now we are going to select the sleeves because we are going to tune to the guide design, but actually you could go to guide design without the sleeve, but then you will need to define the sleeve parameters in the guide design. So we are going to choose these and click Add to Plan. Now you can place the implant in every view you want. It will be seen in every 2D slices and the rendering view. And you can see over here we got the implant and sleeve in the object browser. We want to flip the implant, so with the right click we select flip, and that's it. Then we go to the step 6, adjust the position of the implant. So we click the implant centric view and we can start actually placing the implant. So I'm not a professional of placing the implant, but I'm pretty sure that we will get good guide out of this. Well, I think it's good enough. We can continue. So when we place the implant, we can look at the sleeve position as well. So we don't want that the sleeve goes below the gingiva, so we can adjust the sleeve height from here. You see these arrows, like so. So Romexis follows the protocol of the manufacturer, so some sleeves distance can be adjusted and some not. So sometimes the offset is fixed and you cannot change it, so it's just up to manufacturer. I will hide the CBCT and the crown so I can see the sleeve position better. Okay, I will maximize this window. Okay, if we click the small screwdriver over here, we get the implant and sleeve properties. In here we got the height and the diameter and everything about the sleeve we need to know, for example the total tree length as well. So we can look at the sleeve rotation. We want that these sides are facing the neighbor teeth, like so. When we are placing multiple implants placements, we want the sleeve are facing same direction. I think it's good now. Let's close this. And when we are happy with the implant and sleeve placement, we can go to see the wizard's final step, which is continue to guide design. Okay, so the first step is to set the insertion direction. So the direction the guide is inserted to patient's mouth. We are going to rotate the scan so that the occlusal surface is facing us, like this. Then we click Set Manually over here. Now the green area are those that the guide will touch, and the red area over here are the undercuts that the guide will not touch. Then we go to the step 2, draw the guide area, and we can just draw it like this. We don't need to be too precise with these steps because we can modify the guide afterwards. But if you make mistakes, we can use this remove tool over here to remove what you just painted. Okay, step 3, 3D printer options. We can select printer we want to use or define our own. In this case, I will adjust the thickness of the guide to have more support, but this I will just leave it like so. Step 4, we have sleeve holder parameters, and if you want to change these, you need to click the lock over here because these are locked by default, but these we need only when we are not using sleeve from library and we want to define our own sleeve values. So now I don't need to change anything from here. And we go to step 5, preview guide. So let's just click at this. This takes a few seconds. We can see the progress bar over here. Okay, so the step 6 is to modify the guide. So for example, we can remove excess material. So we choose this, and if we are pressing Alt and scroll with mouse wheel, we can adjust the size of our remove tool. So I'm just going to paint everything here to remove this. And same thing to this side. Okay, that one small piece. And then if we want to, we can make the tool smaller, and we can make small windows to the guide, because when we are placing the guide, we can actually see are we placing the guide right. So this is just optional, but okay. Then we could add bar if we want to have more support. So let's just add it over here. That's good. And of course, if you make any mistakes or you want to undo something, we have the undo, redo, and revert button over there. Then we add text. And let's just type what we want to type, Romexis, and click create. Perfect. Now the final step is to create the guide. So here we have an option, export model as STL file. So we don't need that right now, so I'm just going to untap this, and then we can export the implant report of this, and we can have that. Yes. So this takes a few seconds as well, and you see the progress bar over there. Okay, now we have the Create Implant Report window. We are going to just type our comment, Romexis 6, and click Save. So here we have the implant report, we have the patient information, clinic information, pictures of the implant module, and all the information about the implant we used and the guided surgery kit. let's go back to Romexis, and here you can see the final guide. Looks good to me. So there's one more feature I want to show you. So let's open another patient. We have the implant plan over here, and I will hide the CBCT so we can see that this tooth is going to be removed, but we still want to make the guide. So let's go back to the guide design, and the guide design icon with that wizard is over here. So basically we are going to do almost all the steps like we will do the normal guide. So we just set the insertion direction like so, and click set manually. Then we're going to draw the guide area. I'm going to have this small area over here. And now we have the tooth extraction tool over here. So we are going to just tap the tool, and then we paint the tooth we want to remove. Okay, that's enough. So we just need to paint it like quite small area of the tooth, and the software will know the rest. So printer options, sleeve hole parameters, we don't need to change. We do everything like we would do a normal guide. So we go to previewed guide. And we can see the final result. I will hide the scan so we can see better that the sleeve holder is made where we painted the tooth extraction, so we can do it. Normally we will of course finalize the guide and remove all this excess area. But yeah, so this way you can create the guide before the actual tooth extraction, because many times doctors extract the tooth just before the implant placement, and this way you don't need to scan in between. Okay, good. Basically, here's everything what I have for you today. I hope you saw how easy it is to design guide with Romexis, and I hope that you will try it yourself. And if you have any questions, we will be answering those for next 10 minutes. And thank you all of your attention, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.